So I boiled this skull for a good friend of mine, and basically almost every time you boil something, or for me it's I guess it's a slight boil, but more of like a hot simmer. But anytime you do that, and then when you peroxide it, even though if you tape off the base of the antlers up, some water is going to typically leak underneath, and it's going to get up onto the antlers, and then it's going to, you know, cause the antlers. The peroxide is going to cause the base of the antler to kind of be lighter than the rest of the antler. So what I do is basically I take a Q-tip and I take some stain here, and this is provincial stain, which seems to be generally a good stain for, you know, the different colors of the antlers. Kind of a good middle ground for, you know, how some of them are dark and some of them are lighter. That seems to be a pretty good one. But anyway, so I'm taking a Q-tip and I'm just lightly dabbing all the spots at the base, so I'm not getting any stain on the actual skull, because you don't obviously want dark stain on a white skull. And I'm just gently dabbing it and getting it darkening it up a little bit. And the reason I like to use a Q-tip is obviously you don't get much on there, it doesn't take much, and you can kind of just feather it out too. Just dab it in there and just kind of slightly feather it out as you go. And if you want to take some more off, you know, if you get too much on there, you can use the dry side of this and just kind of soak up some of it to kind of help blend it in. And I just go all the way around it, just the light spots, kind of feather it in. And then when I'm done, I'll just let it dry. See, I'm just taking this dry side now and I'm just kind of feathering it into the rest of the antlers, so there's not a harsh edge there where you know, where you can see you touched it up. It's wet and shiny right now, but once it dries and is dull, the stain gets dull again, it'll blend in real nice. You just do that. Now you can see, set that there, you can see on this side, see how it's kind of light around the edge. Now you look on this side, look at how it's got nice and clean right around it, and there's no stain on the skull. Just leaves a nice clean edge. And again, it's shiny because it's wet, but when it dries it'll blend in real nice and you won't even see it. So just a little tip when doing your Euro skulls: provincial stain, Q-tip, just lightly dab it, and that basically just darkens up the edge of the skull where it gets a little light from the peroxide. So now I'm going to do the other side. No sense rushing it, don't have to hurry, just take your time and dab it where it needs to go. If you feel like you got too much on there, just take the dry side, just kind of dab it in there, and it soaks up some of the excess. And I can see that one's nice and clean. Voila. That's all there is to it. Now it's nice and clean. Looks like it blends in. Like I said, even this one's already starting to dry. It's starting to just kind of, that shine is starting to go away, and it'll dull right up. So yeah, if you're doing a Euro mount and you're having issues with these bases, the best way to do it is provincial stain. This is an oil base. Provincial stain and a Q-tip. One side to dab, the other side to pull off any excess. So hopefully that helps. Next thing I'm going to do after this dries, and maybe I'll show you this, I'll take some mop and glow, and I do it a little differently. Now what I'm going to do for my friend, I'm going to measure it and see what it scores. Just for fun. Doesn't matter. It's a sweet buck. Look at how wide this thing is. 22 1/8 wide. Already measured that. And awesome buck. But just for the fun of it, it's one more part of the experience. I'm going to do some measuring just for fun and
send them a picture. Hopefully that helps.